Hello everyone, welcome back to Valhalla. Last time there was something going on outside, and so we spent the night here at the bar, and now it's the morning. Dana said rise and shine, and then we said good morning instead of good evening, because now we're here in the morning. And I started recording after I clicked to advance the dialogue, so that's why we didn't start there. Anyway, enough with the awkward beginning. We're here in Valhalla, and what's gonna happen next? It's 11 a.m. though. That's morning for me on the weekends, and for any other day. How's everything outside? Still noisy, but forces have been deployed to take care of most of them at least. How so? Zaibatsu Corp's president is pleading with anyone to stop the rogue White Knights. Neighboring city forces were deployed quickly and have subdued most of the opposition. Oh, rogue White Knights? What's happening? There have also been reports of White Knights just freezing, like they were petrified somehow. Was it a program in the armor? Tell me it wasn't a program in the armor. You make it sound like some god suddenly decided to put everything in place. Well, I'm just glad no bullets are flying in and out of the whole building. Sure, there's still some bad apples out, and it's not really safe yet, but it was worse last night. There also seems to be a civilian force lynching any White Knight they spot. Uh-oh. So not only are the White Knights a problem, regular folks are on edge too. I wonder if Say is okay. Should we be worried about Gil? That kid knows how to take care of himself. I'm sure that whatever it is that he's doing, he's safe. Dare I say even safer wherever he is than here? I sure hope so. Are we gonna work today? Nah, things are too nasty right now. Let's take the Sunday off. Oh, alright. Say, do you want me to help you get to your apartment? Actually, yeah, I'd appreciate that. Okay then, let me lock things up and we'll go. Guess maybe this might have been a better time to finish last episode. Well, we did just save, right? We'll grab something for lunch on the way. Sounds good. You mean breakfast? And here we are. Home sweet home, thanks a lot. Hey boss, wanna hang out for a bit? Huh? This new mechanic? Social interaction thing? One-on-one? Yeah, grab a beer, chill out for a bit. Mostly to thank you for helping me. Well, I don't have much to do anyway, so yeah, sure. I did tell you should invite me to your apartment sometime, didn't I? Oh yeah, you did. What worries me a bit is that beer always leads to something else. To more beer? I was gonna say to one of us going through the Spanish announcer's table. But I think we're safe here. I am not familiar with that euphemism. Come on in then. Excuse me? Want one? Sorry, don't smoke. Don't mind though. Smoke if you wanna. Thanks. Say, how's the chilly weather treating you? It gets cold from time to time, but nothing the kotatsu and heater can't fix. Oh, right, boss. You're not very good with the cold, are you? You know it. You didn't bring your jacket here either. Yeah, I left it at home when going to the bar yesterday. It wasn't that cold, and I didn't expect to spend the night at the bar. Would you like a sweater or something? Oh, don't mind me. I insist. I have this hoodie from some time ago, and it was too big for me. Why buy it then? It was dirt cheap. Right. Wait, where did you get this one? Dunno, some flea market ages ago. Why? Nothing. It's just like the one I had many years ago. Man, I want to see what's going on. There's just this text and no visuals. What happened to it? Too much use? It just ripped? I see. You can keep it if you want. I never use it anyway. Oh, we'll see. Come to think of it, how old are you, boss? I'm eternally 17! Fair enough. 17 plus how much? 17 plus I'd have to cut out your tongue if you knew. Alright. Let me go change into something more comfortable. Take your time. Cat. Staring contest. Say, Jill, there's a blue-eyed mass of black fur glaring in my general direction. Oh, that's just 4. He's just wary of any new visitors. Cats will be cats, I guess. He'll warm up quickly, though. Just give him time. He's unusual looking. Blue eyes on a black cat. They usually have green. Yeah, weird, huh? At first, I thought they were like that because he was small, but they never changed. You have any pets, boss? Back at home, we had a bear. I see. What? Good old Bosco. He kept intruders away better than any dog. Right. Who are those? This picture here isn't something you see every day. What? Me taking such a sappy pic? No, a framed picture on printed paper. It's so vintage. Who are these? That's, the one on the right is Lenore, my ex-girlfriend. The one on the left is Gabrielle, her sister. Huh, is this pic recent or? Actually, that's from 3 to 4 years ago. You look exactly the same. I'm only 27. What'd you expect? That's why they say kids are the ones that get old. I thought it was recent because you don't usually see people displaying pictures of their exes so openly. Let alone a printed framed one. Did you two break up on good terms then? You even hesitated a bit when calling her your ex. Oh, let me guess, is she missing? Like, might be dead, but nobody knows. Let's just say that everything ended with both of us saying mean things. And me storming out of her house, breaking a couple of things on the way out. Okay, well, I was wrong. We never broke up formally, and I guess I still have feelings for her. I just went away, haven't said a word since. Really? It's hard to picture you doing such a thing. You look so happy in the pic. Yeah, I see it. Why have her pick out like this then? I just couldn't get my mind off something that Alma said to me. About missing having the warmth of someone else pressed against your side. Using them as a pillow, mixing your perfume with theirs. Putting your head in their chest, listening to their breathing as they pet your head. Dozing off, knowing they're there, watching you, protecting you. I don't know, I felt nostalgic, then miserable. I'll just put this away. I've been meaning to apologize, but I feel like it's too late now. Whenever I go out, there's this fear in the back of my head that I'll meet her in the street. I just don't know if I could face her again, let alone talk to her. I'd be a mess. It's never too late to apologize, Jill. Maybe. What's that on the table? Don't read that! Looks like an envelope. It's nothing! No, please give that to me. Alright. I saw nothing, don't worry. Anyway, let's grab some beers. Guide me. Look at this! It's so cute! Damn, you have lots of beer. Well, the BTC gives me discounts and a point card I can use every time I buy their alcohol. Shine Spark Out. This is Kira Mickey, or is that Anna? Oh, it says right there. 15 out of 11. Don't know what that means. Shine Spark. That's a Metroid term. Look, there's a calculator back there. Or probably a microwave. Alright. Look at this. Remaining beer 100%. And then I get to choose when to drink. Okay. Just guzzle it all right now. With that, beer is actually the cheapest drink I can get. Is there any difference between the drinks at the bar and these? The drinks at the bar are more addictive, flavorful, and also stronger than the ones they sell in stores. And besides, the one in the bar is more of a double IPA. This one's more of a Pilsner. I don't know what any of that means. In English, please! This one's lighter in color and lighter in flavor. Dunno, doesn't taste like a lighter to me. Is that supposed to be funny? Like, do you like eat lighters? I'm thinking cigarette lighter. Do you mean something else? Is this one made with that? What was the name of the base liquid you use at the bar again? Neutrogenic dichrometrical lidogenol, NDL. It was a supplement or something, right? It was an experimental fluid they created to replace water when the Maiden Kiss polluted water supplies. The effects of pollution turned out to be temporary, so NDL never went into mass production. But the BT still commissioned it for use in bars. I do not think that humans could survive on a water substitute. Unless it has water as a major element, in which case it would still be water. Or it would still use water. And this one's made with it? Let's see. Yep, here it is. Near the end, NDL and cornstarch. Cornstarch? It serves as a stabilizer, if I remember correctly. They need it for packaged drinks. I see. I just realized something. What? You're a nerd, Jill! Guilty as charged. There's my alcohol collection if you feel like getting anything else. Those bottles over there? I can't afford a fancy fridge or whatever for them, so I have to put them in plain sight. I'm guessing if some authority on alcohol came in here, he'd stab me for crimes against beverages or something. Anyway, many of them are still drinkable. I could get you some of the absinthe I brought to the bar if you want. I'm not an Oscar Wilde type of person, sadly. I'm more of a Theodore Roosevelt girl. I have a teddy bear in my closet, but I don't think you can drink it. Nah, that's not what... Wait, you do? I'm not ashamed of Dr. Fluff, but it just happens that I have a cat. And I don't want the bear's filings spiled all over the place. Oh. Anyway, beer's fine, don't worry. If you say so. Where did that collection come from anyways? Calling it a collection is too generous, I think. I got it from my grandpa. He made a will where the only thing stipulated was that I got them. Heh, that's sweet. I've already downed some of it over the years though. Half of them have colored water instead of alcohol. I guess you need to be an expert or something to notice the difference. Yeah, I make sure the water's the right color though. Bottom line, if you want to taste anything from it, let me know. You're too kind. On a side note, it surprises me you kept that poster of me in the room. And even more that you hung it in plain sight. When I gave it to you, it was more or less a joke, you know? Does it make you uncomfortable? It doesn't make you uncomfortable, why would it make me uncomfortable? It's my own face. We should take one of these. I felt like I could just go through the whole dialogue without... Wait a minute. Ah. So we have... We could have been sipping the whole time. We have 12 cans, and now we have 11 and 4/5. Okay. I guess I'm just going through this pretty fast. Let's take another one. I'm still wondering why you did it though. Aside from filling an empty spot in the wall, I don't really know. I thought it was funny too. I guess it's like if someone gave you, I don't know, a dildo-shaped trophy or something, and you had it there as a conversation starter. Although no one comes here anyway, so it's kind of pointless. What? No steamy nights of passion? Not since a year ago, I think. And I'd rather not talk about what happened then. Someone hurt you? Because if they did, I can go dish out the pain. No, nothing of the sort. A different kind of mess. Uncomfortable mess. A not being able to have sex for reasons mess. Oh, did she get an STD? Now we should be down to 1 can, or 11 cans. Yeah, Glad to know you have my back, though. That's what friends are for. Wait, you talk about the poster and compare it to having a dildo-shaped trophy. Wait. Starting to put the connections together, Dana? Wait. That's not what I was thinking. Did you just call me dildo face? That's what friends are for. Hey boss, be honest with me here. About what? Who's Gil exactly? What do you mean? You know what I mean. Who the fuck is he? Oh yeah, that. Well, I have a couple of ideas. So I wonder if the dialogue changes if we drink more. Probably, right? I know for certain that Gil was in the Hong Kong riots, and he took part in the anti-riot force before defecting. That should give me a clue as to who he is, but... What? So far, I've only found out about one such defector, and he didn't leave Hong Kong for at least 4 years. I also know for certain that Gil was in England and France during that time frame. By the way, this is a lot of beer. Maybe we shouldn't drink it all. And it's always like that. When I think I have a clue as to who he is, something else comes up that contradicts the evidence. That guy's troublesome. A bit, yeah. I wonder if Gil's alright. You worried about him? You make it sound like I'm some emotionless robot. He can be hard to read. I wouldn't worry about Gil so much though. There's 3 things I know for certain about him. First, he can take care of himself. Second, you can sincerely trust him. And third, he absolutely hates bell pepper. Bell pepper. He does? I've seen him even reject food that's been in contact with it. And what a baby, unless he's allergic or something. He's not. Oh, mixed up the voices. Man, what a baby. How'd you meet such a guy? He showed up in the door of the bar. He what? Well, it was shortly after the whole incident with Robert and the levitation potion. Right, levitation potion. It was a slow day and he just showed up at the bar. I offered him a drink, but he said he didn't have any money on him. I couldn't leave him alone, so I pretty much gave him the drinks for free. And after a couple, he broke down crying. I don't know what he did, but he was really regretting it. Alright, so we've technically had 3. So I wonder if Can's left 0, I wonder if there's technically 13. No, that doesn't make sense. They come in packs of 12, right? I actually don't know. I assume they come in packs of 12. Alright. So we've had 2 full ones so far. No, we've had 3 full ones so far. And so I don't know. That's enough to mess with your head a little bit. Maybe we'll have another one. So I don't know if we like take all of these, will we pass out or something? Or is this like the amount of beer we have for the entire game and we gotta save some for the next time? I'm not entirely sure. But we could be responsible. And so for me being responsible would be, I mean, I feel like I was fine after 2 for that 1 episode that I drank. So maybe having 4, like I could imagine having 4 at some time and still being fine, and then like, but of course Jill has been drinking for a long time. She knows what her limits are. She would probably be fine with all 12. I don't know. I've never tested my limits with alcohol. He wanted a second chance or whatever, and I told him if he could wash himself, I'd find him a job. And I'll be damned, he looked totally different the next day. Damn. I tried and failed to find out anything about him, so I decided to take him at face value. I'd judge him for what he did as an employee. And aside from the occasional sudden escapade, he's been as loyal gets. I returned the favor in kind, covering his ass from time to time, sometimes literally. What surprises me is that you took him in so easily. I can take care of myself, and I always kept an eye on him. Besides, after the whole Robert thing, I couldn't ignore someone that desperate so easily. I see. You've made the bar more lively yourself, you know? How so? Well, with the regulars you've earned, of course. Like that blonde titty hacker. I can't remember her name. Alma? I was gonna say Armitage. That's a word, right? She's a nice girl, you know? I don't think she's young enough to be called a girl. Says the girl who's eternally 17. In any case, she's really lovely. When you hear her speak of her family, she speaks with love. Her face just brightens up. Makes me kind of jealous that she has such a close relationship with them, to be honest. You have bad relationships with your family? Not bad, but I'm not exactly close to anyone aside from my mom, dad, and aunt. But back to Alma, I'm really hoping she finds a nice guy to settle with. I mean, she's so bent into finding one, I can't help but want her to succeed. Ah, I see. There's also that sex worker robot girl. Dorothy. She intrigues me, though. I've seen lots of sex workers over the years, and she seems pretty giddy. It's not that she likes her job, but rather that she takes to it with such childish excitement. We not use this. We're not use that word in that context. I've kind of noticed that too, but then again, Lilum can be weird. You think? Lilum operate in some really foreign logic. I mean, they don't really share our fear of mortality. Even if their bodies are destroyed, their minds are already backed up in the collective source. If they lose an arm, they can reattach it or replace it. Depending on the circumstances, they might not even feel pain at all. It's not like they haven't attained human-like emotions like fear or love, but they're different. Like a different culture, if you must. I didn't see it that way. Aside from that, Dorothy is a DFC-72. It's a social interactions model or something. You know, and they're probably built to love. Like, they're probably built to do something, right? They're built for a purpose. And so they're probably programmed to absolutely love what they do. Regardless of what it is. Lilum get positive reinforcement straight from their bodies if they're fulfilling their main purpose. There we go. So, I'm guessing she gets a built-in push whenever she's in a meaningful or challenging social interaction. Interesting. The name Lilum's a bit weird, though. It is. You'd expect them to be called bots or dolls, but Lilum seems to convey the image, doesn't convey the image of automatons. But this is a culture where it does, though. So, why is it weird? Just a tip, bots and dolls are considered slurs by them. Bot is akin to calling them retarded, and doll is like calling them fake. Thanks for the advice. That aside, do you know why they're called Lilum? As far as I know, because they're all from a bigger AI called Lilith. And Lilum are Lilith's offspring in Jewish folklore. Ooh, cool! Hey, speaking of names, why don't you like being called by your full name? Oh boy. I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't act stupid. Back when you first transferred, I called you Julianne and you almost tore me a new one with your glare. See? Like that. It's no big secret, but it's one of those things that feels silly when you say it out loud. Try me. Well, did you ever watch Model Warrior Julianne? Not all of it, but my little sister's a big fan of the reruns. Back when I was in elementary school, I was a huge fan of the show. I had everything, from the dolls to the costumes to the lunch boxes. It didn't help that it was one of those shows that got strapped literally everywhere. I saw a couple of episodes once. They were really nice. It was beyond nice. The show's about a model who can transform into an armor-clad magic knight. She fights demons born from greed and vanity. Honestly, that actually sounds kind of cool. How the show presented Jules hating her job because it invited enemies, and yet still found solace in trying to be a role model. Hell, the main character wasn't a kid. Julianne was an adult that became younger when transformed. I say it was a pretty ambitious kids show, even by today's standards. Just the fact that their enemies were literally issues dealing with beauty standards of body image. Challenging as fuck. Whoa, you got excited there. And that's the problem. Back then I was obsessed with Jules. I sang the songs, dressed like her, I could even recite full chapters. Something tells me you still can. That's beside the point. It was nice while I was in elementary school, but then I went to middle school, and what a surprise, tweens are jackasses. They went out of their way to tease me about the things I did back then. I don't hold it against Jules, I always hold my grudge against those fuck jobs. Sounds rough. You know how most girls worry about their thighs at that age? I worried about jerkasses singing the theme tune of the show, mocking me. Anyway, every time someone calls me Julianne or Jules, I instinctively react negatively. Pavlov would be proud of me. I never talk about it because I find the whole thing too silly in retrospect. And yet, it affects you even today. There's nothing wrong with it though. It's actually kind of reasonable. I sure hope so. Come to think of it, what kind of kid were you, boss? When I was a toddler, I was the kind to always fight with kids bigger than me. So before we move on, I want to talk about how good this characterization is. Because that's how we are, you know? Our present selves are determined by everything that happens to us as we're living up to this point. And things that happen to us in childhood, yeah, will affect who we are and what we're afraid of and what we are excited about, you know, all that stuff. So for me, one of the major things that that helped me to get out of depression and anxiety, and which I still do, is to think back about my life to the times when I was embarrassed or frustrated, you know, those times that for the longest time, I did not want to think about at all because that was bad and I just wanted to forget about it. Well, you know, I intentionally think about those times and feel about how I feel about those times. And that helps me deal with it and recognize how that's affecting me today. And so then I can make that intentionally a part of myself and make choices about how I'm going to let that affect me. And that's just how we are. When I was a toddler, I was the kind to always fight with kids bigger than me. Then puberty happened and I became the Merriam-Webster definition of shallow jerkwad. I don't think that is in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Around the time I turned 16, I realized what an idiot I was and went on to become who I am today. And the less I talk about those years from 12 to 15, the better. Fair enough. So, Jill, what kind of guy was your grandpa? The one who gave all the alcohol. He was rough around the edges, the kind of guy that means well even if he says otherwise. He seemed to have a soft spot for me, though. One moment, he was congratulating my dad and by berating him a little, and then the next, he was playing with me. My dad worked a lot and my mom was always traveling, so I spent most of my childhood with him. Can I ask how he died? Out of old age. My dad says his last words were something like, "Fucking scientists created talking mannequins, but they still can't let you upload your brain." Why the question? I'm curious about you. Really curious. I just realized that even though we see each other almost every day, I know very little about you. Oh. From what you tell me though, it seems your grandpa's personality rubbed off on you a bit. I've heard that one since I was a kid, actually. You know, boss, I'm a bit curious about your circle of friends. What kind of people do you have in it? Keep in mind, you're included in the circle too, so any insults you hurl will apply right back to you. Anyways, I have this friend I've known for a long time. A red-headed, glasses-wearing gun nut called Iris. The one you called for the helmet thing? That one! She's managing a BTC bar in Panama right now, if I remember correctly. She's managing a bar too. I got the idea from her, actually. Oh. It's called N1RV and Nirvana. And if you thought this city was dangerous, you should see the people she has to deal with there. Sequel potential. Probably not, since it's been like 10 years since this came out. Piracy ain't nothing to fuck with. And means it's an annex to another business. What else does she do there? I think the bar was originally her hotel bar. She moved the bar to its own building elsewhere and opened Nirvana B in the hotel instead. That doesn't work. Doesn't work anymore. Weird decision. I believe she said she wanted a place away from the noisy rich tourists that go to the hotel. So that bar is her woman cave. Woman cave. That aside, let's see. Friends. I guess there's also my little sister, but that's a given. Oh, there's also my old partner from when I was with the Neo San Francisco police force. So I wonder what part of the world we're in this game. I'm not sure. I guess I kind of thought Japan at first, but it could be the United States. Good old Lexi. Can give her a call sometime. Wait, you were in the what? I've done lots of things, Jill. I spent a short time collaborating with the police force. I've been a wrestler, an MMA fighter, chimney cleaner, lumberjack, pet shop attendant, corporate mascot, corporate what? I still see my face on some websites from time to time. Anyway, aside from you, Gil, my sis, Iris, and Lexi, I guess there's a lot of people that don't want to see me in harm's way. You must be like 80 or something. Mostly because they're the ones that want to hurt me. What about you? I guess I have acquaintances here and there. Back at home in college, I went out a lot. But it felt more like going out was the pleasure rather than the people involved. Aside from you and Gil, my closest friend since moving here is Alma. Oh, and Dorothy. I mean, sure, there's always 4, but that cat's a hermit that refuses to go out. And, you know, he's a cat. Hey, a cat's fine too, you know? Hey, boss, what'll you do when the bar closes? I don't know. Maybe I'll take a friend's offer of working with her. I was also thinking of going back home and helping with things there. Or maybe going traveling for a while. I see. Oh, but don't worry. Bureaucracy's slow as fuck, so they won't close the bar for quite a while. Better enjoy being there while you can. Yeah, maybe. Will you be visiting me in whatever bar I end up working in? I have a bone to pick with the guy that supervises the bar I'm planning to get you transferred to. I go there even though I have virtually no reason to. With you there, I'd have something pleasant to look forward to. You're sending me to someone you have problems with? If I have to trust another bar owner, it's certainly him. He's actually a pleasant boss from what I've seen. The fact that he and I have a tendency to go at each other's throats is an unrelated matter. I'll trust you on that one then. Don't worry, maybe I can get you a bracelet made of wood pieces from the bar's counter or something. We'll see. Hey, I tell you what, when the bar closes, let's both take a vacation. Go on a trip. That'll clear your mind a bit. Yeah, maybe. Oh, I didn't get to finish. Didn't get to finish the beer. The one I had open. Just have a can of 40%. We're just looking at the city. It's so pretty. Took a long time for the snow to start falling. Look at it. It's amazing. Chapter 2. We just got through chapter 1, I guess. Alright, your electricity bill will be sent out on the 24th. Make sure you have the $8,000 needed. It is what, the 18th today? We've got some days. Let's make sure we have $8,000. Jill's curious about a Dharma she saw. Getting one will prevent her from becoming too distracted. Have a nice day. Alright, so we have finished the day. We want to shop for one of these. Is a Dharma doll. Is it this one? There we go. So that'd be this, right? Is it one of, is its thing that if you tip it over, it always stands up again? Oh, boss left the hoodie anyway. All right, so we don't get to. There's the poster. We didn't learn about the envelope. Welcome, Jill. Hold to unlock. Let's make sure to save. We got to chapter 2. Don't know how many chapters there are. Day 7. So that was. So we had 6 days. 6 days, and we got up to 5,000. And now it's the 19th, 20th, 21st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. That's 5 more days to get up to 8,000. We can do it. All right. So we have, right, we've got some new stuff. I don't have any new predictions. You know, something bad happened. Gil's gone. We gotta hope he shows up again. Alma and Dorothy went driving. They drove through through the stuff. Hopefully they got out of the way before the stuff happens and didn't get caught up into it. Still haven't heard from Say. She's caught in the bank that has been closed for several days, apparently. Probably rescuing the people, keeping them filled with hope. Because she's the good one. Apollo Bank is still getting attacked. Alright, so let's read up and then let's call it a day. Seems like a lot happened while I was gone. Apollo Bank is being attacked. Thread 2. Media is still awfully quiet about it. Augmented Eye talked about it, but very briefly. Maybe someone lost their job due to that one rogue article. It was from Kim. She's always trying to write serious shit, but I think AE got tired of her. Fucking shame. Oh no, has Kim been fired? We're probably gonna see more of her. So all we'll get is clickbait from now on. Gonna get worse at the very least. White Knights say there's a lot of people inside the building. At least 3 people already dead. How? Is someone there shooting people? Looks like it was the security from the building, but I got no details yet. Sounds weird as fuck. Come on, Insider Anon, you gotta give us more. Doing my best here. Thanks, Based Anon. Apollo Bank is being attacked. 3. Explosion registered, and media still quiet about it. Can confirm there's an explosion, but it looks like it was just one of them. So why would the media be quiet? Probably if the forces that be, like the Kaibatsu, or the government, is using this for some kind of purpose. I mean, it's nefarious, obviously, because they're hurting people and shutting down the bank, but what their goal is, who knows? That's a possibility. Could also be that it's probably not just because Donovan's an asshole. Because, you know, we know his incentives. He wants to print things that people will read, so he gets clicks, so he gets ad revenue and subscriptions, right? That's what he wants to do. And so he has incentive to write about the bank. because people would be interested in that. So that must mean he has pressure on him. Oh, and Kim wrote about it, and then she apparently got fired. So yeah, Donovan must have pressure on him to stay quiet about it. Or else he's in on it, but I doubt that. Media's still quiet about it. Can confirm there's an explosion, but it looks like it was just one of them. What do you mean one of them? One of the explosions? What? So there's more bombs? Not just one? That's right. Some deep shit happened right there. Do we have any clues on who's doing this? I'm hearing from several sources that this is a group, a new one, looking to overthrow the government. No names have been mentioned, and it looks like it's not a group, but just one person who set up all this. That's pretty ballsy. And there is just a rumor around here, but Alice Rabbit might be involved. How? A hacker is helping out hostages to escape, and they're suspecting of Alice. So we have clues that, or I've suspected from the clues that Alice Rabbit might be Alma. So maybe Alma's helping people get out of the bank? Huh, someone doing stupid shit on the internet is being actually useful. Alright, next one. I think it's kind of funny how, like, they get this thread is closed, so then they just make a new one. It's being attacked for. Will you read the file? Nah. There must be a file attached on here or something. Can confirm the situation has finally reached its end. The attacker was shot dead, but a huge amount of data was released from the servers all around the world. Remember the leaks from Alice? Those were nothing compared to this. Proof of corruption, money laundering, espionage. It's actually pretty unsettling. Damn. The file's available from approximately 60,000 sources. Terabytes that contain all operations from the Glitch City government and White Knight's operations. It seems the ultimate goal from the attacker was not to blow up the bank, but lead hostages toward the servers inside the bank, which had the files under several layers of physical security. That shit sounds whack. How do you even make a plan this complex? No idea, but that's what some of the witnesses are telling the police. Okay, it looks like I have to leave, but I'll try to write down all the details for a future post. Gonna need some time though. Godspeed, Anonymous. Will you read the file? So the file that was exposed. Well, I mean, we're just a bartender. What are we gonna do about it? That's a job for the police, for the unions, for politicians, you know, the people who have the power to do something about it. All right, we could do nanocam. Let's not spend our funds until we have 8,000. All right, I don't need to change anything up. I do like the change in wallpaper color. The gray was kind of drab. This makes it feel warmer, you know, a little brighter. All right, Danger U's admin has been arrested. Oh, okay. For posting about the bank stuff, I guess. So we know why, because of what we just read about all the corruption files whistleblowed. Danger U's admin has been arrested again. Cybercrime unit up the admin's ass. December 17, welcome, second retribution. There's lowercase e's and ones instead of i's. I wonder why. I wonder, and looks like there's zeros instead of O's. Is this a hack again, I wonder? Or is it a clickbait picture? Elena Smithy. Famous hacker Alice Rabbit graced the popular text board Danger U with a new threat, which resulted in the arrest of the site's admin. Oh, a threat. Okay. A threat from Alice Rabbit, known as Furfur, for a second time. Arrested for a second time. We have no details to give other than he was arrested as part of an ongoing investigation. Cybercrime Unit's Lizette Blanc told the Augmented Eye during a call, "We are now busy tracking down the message that appeared yesterday." Poor guy. When inquired about the arrest, Furfur would only respond with a calm, "Not this shit again." Alright, so it is reported that Alice Rabbit got Furfur arrested. But that's just the report, so we don't know if that's true. We need something like ground news to cross-reference articles from other sources. Nano Camo's now making smart underwear. Yay. If underwear you could change with a voice command was something you really wanted in your life, Nano Camo has you covered. I mean, but you can't change it in the way that matters though, right? Already providing consumer versions of their advanced nanomachine fabric, they plan to release a line of underwear that can change its look with a spoken word. No more stains in your white panties. Just change its color to black and you'll barely notice. That won't change the smell though, they're not that advanced. We expect an increase in sales next year thanks to this innovative product, a PR representative told the Augmented Eye. I'm already using them. Super comfy if you ask me. You just thought about looking up prices. Did not. GSF January 4th card announced 66 American Kid and Giant Yusuke headlining. What kind of a headline is that? Nobody's gonna read this article. Except me, because it's in the game. The blood feud between Giant Yusuke and 66 American Kid. Okay, so never mind. If you know who these people are, you're reading this. Sounds like gangs or mob leaders or mafia bosses or whatever. The blood feud will reach its climax this January 4th, the annual GSF Dome event, but it's not the only match of the night. Or maybe it's a sport. Other interesting bouts feature great workers such as the Great DK and Arents. Full card below. Maybe it's wrestling. 66 American Kid versus Giant Yusuke. Yeah. Maybe some of these names will come up, so I'll read them. Red Comet Jr. versus Nagisa. That might be... She might have come into our bar. That one very red woman. Akito versus the Great DK. Roy Campbell versus Arents. Jack Bomb and Blaze versus Huli and Karakulita. Tag Team Championship. Osuna versus Siegfried. Yep, don't know most of those. Wrestling? My boss made me curious. Okay, so we're seeing like a collection of articles that Jill picked out. Not necessarily all of them. Alright, so that's gonna be all of them. We'll back up again, save in the same one, because why not? So now there won't be notifications on here. Alright, so we've got ourselves another money goal. We need 8,000 in, what, 5 days or something like that? And we had a very nice hangout with our boss. Drank lots of beer, could have drunk a lot more. And stayed safe from the bank shenanigans going on and the gunfire and stuff. I already said most of what I thought about this and predicted for next time, so let's call it an episode there. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Valhalla and other awesome games. I'll see you next time. Bye!